Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Astrodology with Astrid. Wow, it's hard to believe that we are in October, and I'm recording this on October 5th, the day before this super full harvest moon in Aries. I want to thank you, as always, for tuning in and having patience with me. I've really been going through it the last 4 months. And there's been some inconsistencies in my recording, but I am back. I am turning the corner, and I'm looking forward to continuing these great lunation conversations, as well as with some other updated content that I want to share with you. So thank you. I really pray and hope in the midst of all of this craziness that's happening nationally and socially, psychically, spiritually. It's thrown us off in an interesting direction. And my point too is that something is always happening in life. I don't take credit for this thought, but it says that there's always something, challenges, things going on, obstacles, but those things never stop. They come at different rates and speeds. But what happens is we become stronger. So it appears that things have gotten easier. So that's my mantra as we close out October, November, December. In the corporate world, they always refer to it as OND, which I came to appreciate. You know, OND is a powerful time of the year in general because we're moving into fall. Fall is about harvest, it's about abundance, it's about gathering, everything that you planted all year long. It's about eating fruit and enjoying the abundance and this beautiful cycle of life. It's also time of holiday and celebrating. So as we move through October, we naturally start to slow down some of the impetuous doing and all of that because it's time to gather and celebrate, break bread. And we have high holidays that started with the Jewish holidays. We just ended Yom Kippur, which is about atonement. It's about forgiveness and self-love. So as we move into October and we talk about this full super harvest moon in Aries, it's always a powerful time because Aries is a fire sign, which is incredible. Leader, number one, movement. Then we're in Libra season, which is about equity, balance, harmony, and love, beauty, friendship. And then we're going to close this month off with Scorpio season. So Scorpio's here. The energy of the Scorpio because of Mars, and we'll talk about that. But Scorpio is a water sign. So water heals. Water allows things to flow and move. So let's get into this. We're here talking about this super full harvest moon in Aries coming in tomorrow on October 6th, 2025. At 8:47 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now this moon will come in at 14 degrees tomorrow evening. And this is the first full moon of autumn. So Aries, like all cardinal signs, kick off the season and is extremely powerful. Whenever a sign kicks off a season, it's a very powerful time in itself. So the lunations under this full moon is really interesting because there's no aspects connecting the sun and the moon with other planets. Sometimes there's a sextile, sometimes there's a conjunct, but this time there's no connections, it's almost like free reign in a way. But there is still intense and powerful energy coming through. And the full moon energy coming through with Aries allows us to bring us back to ourselves and help us reshape our lives. So Aries is the opposite of Libra. On the wheel, we all have our opposites. So fire and air attract each other because air is going to fuel that fire. This is the harvest moon because the moon is the closest to the fall equinox that occurred in September on the 22nd. So whatever moon follows the equinox is always called the harvest moon. It is also the harvest moon because this is the time that farmers harvest and they secure their crops, their bounty, before the cold of winter. And as a metaphor in life, it's a time of celebration, bounty, abundance, and blessings. It's a time of gratitude and thankfulness to Mother Earth, to Gaia, as we move into darker days where we can turn more inwardly to balance our desires and our emotions. So I feel the mantra of this full moon is that we hold the power to envision and become the person we are truly meant to be. This will happen with the transformative energy of Pluto. Pluto is Scorpio's home planet, and Aries energy helps us to ignite the spark in our hearts through the compassionate energy of Libra. And this will help negate the worry or fear. And then it'll give us a deep compassion for ourselves and for our life's journey thus far. I hope you have a lot of compassion for all that you have been through. We can say especially these last several years. And have this compassion, and as we move forward without drama or fear, we get ready to spark our hearts and embrace ourselves with compassion and with kindness. When we look in the mirror, we should adore the person that we see. And we hold the key to this amazing state of mind and glory just by connecting with ourselves. So Mercury squaring Pluto is turning our thoughts inward and deep thinking. So Mercury is all about communication and conversation, and Pluto is about transformation and healing. So Aries opposite Libra during this lunation will seek a balance. Libra will be there to temper the impetuous, fast-moving energy of Aries. And Libra being on deck brings that peace, that harmony, that diplomacy, that listening. And then Aries, when we think of Aries, we think independence, we think authenticity, we think individuality, and we think leadership. And Aries gives us that forward momentum to move forward in the midst of this duality with Libra. Eclipse season is over, but we are still in the 6 months post-eclipse energy. So the lunar eclipse isn't slowing down because eclipse season is over, because this full moon on the 6th will be intense. And again, it's coming from this fiery energy from the cardinal sign of Aries. And Aries is hot, it's passionate, it's unapologetic energy. And it's the year's first super moon, or it's the first season's super moon. So it's closer to the earth than any other full moon in 2025 thus far. So it's enhancing its energetic influence. So being the first out of the gate in autumn during a season where things are turning, the leaves, the energy is turning, Aries sets the season, it sets the tone for the entire season. And it's fiery, it's courageous energy. It's about being honest, it's about being unapologetic. So the idea is this is not the time of the year to cling to the past. In fact, with only 3 months left to close out this year, OND, we want to trust the truths that are coming to our minds. We want to trust our intuitions. We want to trust those urgings, even if they feel a little off kilter or disruptive to our life plans or things we've lined up. So Mars rules this full moon. And the moon, when the moon is full, it's reflecting the sun. So that's why it's so powerful and beautiful. So during an Aries full moon, the celestial energies are often characterized by a surge in its dynamic and assertive qualities, which can significantly influence the planets Mars and Mercury. Mars, the ruler planet of Aries, is invigorated by this alignment, amplifying its natural traits of courage, action, and enthusiasm. This can manifest as an increased drive to pursue personal goals, greater assertiveness in communication, and a desire for leadership and innovation. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, may experience a boost in its mental agility and decisiveness during this time as well, because the fiery nature of Aries encourages directness in thought and speech, potentially leading to more candid conversations and a focus on pioneering and innovative ideas. So together, the influence of Mars and Mercury during this Aries full moon can create a powerful atmosphere for you initiating and me initiating new projects, making bold decisions, and embracing a proactive approach to challenges. However, it is essential to balance this energy with my least favorite word, patience, and consider making impulsive decisions. Now, the sun and moon, like I said earlier, do not make any contact with any other planets, and neither does Mars, the ruler of Aries. Now, remember, Mars used to be the original ruling planet of Scorpio. So there's still Scorpionic energy coming from Mars. So Mars and Mercury moving into Scorpio. They will move into Scorpio the day after this full moon on the 7th. So this Mercury full moon on Tuesday the 7th, Mercury and Scorpio, they are brilliant together because Mercury likes to chat. It's the chatterbox. And Scorpio is loves to have deep conversations. Scorpio is a deep well of water sign. So on the 7th, deep, meaningful conversations will be struck up. So you want to be mindful of what you're going to say. So Mercury is about speaking and communication, but people also forget that it's about movement. It's also about movement. So as Mars enters Scorpio on 10/7, Mars is Scorpio's original ruling planet, and it's Aries' home planet. So this creates two of the most important things of life, fiery passion. And this struck me. I hadn't put this two together whenever Aries and Libra are on deck together. Remember the book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus? Well, I never made the connection and the correlation between these two planets. So Mars, which men are from, and Venus, which women are from. So Mars is the home planet of Aries, and Venus is the home planet of Libra. So Libra is divine feminine energy, where Aries is divine masculine feminine. So I thought this was so cool. So no wonder they're such compatible, even though they're opposites, no wonder they're so compatible. You're getting the yin and the yang, you're getting the divine masculine and feminine, you're getting Mars and Venus. Okay, so this lunation is asking us, be open to look at things in a different way. This fiery energy is also asking us to act, but with intention and with knowing all of the information. So Libra is kind of like saying, before you run away, make sure you have the facts and the details. So Mars is at 10 degrees in Scorpio, the Scorpio ancient ruler. So emotions will be fired up. I mean, we're supposed to be emotional at times in life. Emotion is not all bad, and intense and passionate emotion can fuel us. So Mars is at 10 degrees again in the 10th month. October is the 10th month. So here you have Mars, 10 degrees in Scorpio in the 10th month, in a sign that's all about transformation. 10 is a 1, a new beginning. So if you look at October 2025, that reduces to a 10, creating a 10-10-10 code. 10 is the number of instant manifestation. It's all about love and light and the wheel of fortune. I love this thought from Keen. It says, this lunation is about honesty and boldness, deepening the love that fuels you, or walking away from what no longer serves does. Under Aries fire, you're called to wear your heart on your sleeve and claim what you want without fear. Wow. So during this time, there may be feelings of uncertainty, and it's unfortunately become the new norm. However, with Aries on deck, we can still move forward and potentially solve problems faster than what is customary. So this makes my impatient mind feel good because Aries is about movement. Libra is an air sign. but it's more conscious air than its fellow airmates of Gemini and Aquarius. Aries wants to go, go, go and rush to a deadline, where Libra will help us to slow down and proceed at a mindful and comfortable pace so that we can decide what we want to do and proceed at a realistic pace. It's currently Libra season, so being able to maintain more balance and harmony and bringing more harmony to our partnerships, because Libra is the quintessential sign of relationships. So relationships and harmonizing these may be a higher priority than usual. But also you'll be less concerned about worrying about investing and fighting for your independence and your own needs. You want to strike a balance as how can I take care of myself while also including the others in my life, which is a cornerstone of Libra energy. You know, Libra is concerned with its own, what do I call it, individuality and freedom, but it also wants the same thing for everybody. So with Mercury being in this deep dialogue with Scorpio and Pluto, it will create an edginess. But again, all edginess is not bad. Scorpio energy is highly evolved, spiritual, and intuitive energy. So if you find yourself being skeptical about others' intentions and find yourself fixating on things swirling in your mind, give yourself some grace. This could be your intuition nagging and tugging at you for a reason. Fire transforms, Aries. Air fuels, Libra. And water heals, Scorpio. So there may be some major transformative shifts happening if you are willing to be real and honest with yourself. Libra loves to analyze things. So spend time connecting with your psyche and your inner energy to gain a deeper understanding of who you are and what you actually really need from others. Astro.com says, the focus in October is on communication and emotions. At the beginning of the month, you will need to have considerable sensitivity, and there's that word again, patience. These qualities will help you harmonize the two areas, especially under the Aries full moon. Mid-month, relationship matters take center stage, and your longing for self-realization grows even stronger. The Libra new moon invites you to dedicate yourself to beauty and harmony. The most intense phase arrives towards the end of the month, when a powerful water trine may set strong dynamics in motion, bringing consequences that are very difficult to predict. So when I saw difficult, I went, but it's all good. In astrology, a sextile occurs when two celestial bodies are approximately 60 degrees apart, creating a harmonious and supportive aspect. When Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, forms a sextile with Venus, the planet of love and beauty, it signifies a period of positive energy and growth in relationships and in creative pursuits. In October, this aspect encourages optimism, generosity, and greater appreciation for beauty and harmony. It's a time when social interactions are likely to be more pleasant and opportunities for personal financial growth may arise. So this favorable alignment can enhance feelings of joy, connection, and making it an ideal time to strengthen your bonds with others, your bonds. Embark on new creative projects, or simply just indulge in life's pleasure. You know, I realize I haven't been indulging, I haven't been having very much fun, even with the simple pleasures of life. So if there's any takeaway from this lunation, this full moon in Aries, is that we should exist on our own terms. And those people that try to silence us or want us to be something different aren't the people that we need to surround ourselves with. We can create the dynamics that we want and never settle for anything less than what our heart desires and deserves. So the energy will be high, pushing us to rush through our choices and jump into the next best thing or person that catches our fancy. However, it is advisable to watch matters unfold before we jump in. We want to march to the beat of our own drum and embrace the most authentic versions of ourselves. That's what we would like to do. Keen.com give some thoughts on. It says Aries full moon in love, because again, Libra season automatically makes it all about love. Autumn is season of shifting dynamics. Some relationships deepen with passion, while others dissolve in the pursuit of independence. The Aries full moon illuminates the truth. Is your current relationship built for the long haul, or is it simply a fleeting connection? Aries energy in love is passionate, direct, and fearless. When your heart is ignited, you're all in. But if that spark fades or your energy isn't reciprocated, the same fire can quickly turn cold. Under this full moon, intuition is your compass, helping you recognize whether to invest deeper or to move on with courage. Amen, amen, amen. And King.com goes on and gives ritual ideas for this full moon. Harness the power of energy of the Aries full moon with these rituals designed to clarify, attract, or release love. A letter, love, manifestation. Love letter manifestation. Words carry power under this lunation. Write a heartfelt letter to the universe describing your ideal partner or the qualities you wish to cultivate in your current relationship. Be specific, honest, and passionate. Aries energy thrives on bold declarations. Meditation for desire. Meditate under the full moon with a focus on your heart's truest desires. Aries encourages bravery, so allow yourself to visualize what feels most aligned. This practice helps you cut through fear and connect with the love you truly want. Lunar bathing ritual. Step outside and soak in the glory of the super moon. Lie beneath its light. Breathe deeply and allow the rays to wash away stagnant energy. Bringing crystals or water with you to charge them under the moon can amplify your ritual. Pull tarot cards. Tarot for love clarity. Pull tarot cards for a past, present, future spread, or seek a reader to uncover truths about your love life. The supermoon heightens energy, making this a potent time for guidance that cuts through emotional fog. Now, Bustle.com is a place that I've always enjoyed picking up information from, and it calls out that there are 3 signs affected most significantly during this lunation. And those 3 signs are Aries, Libra, and Scorpio. So I thought I'd share those with these 3 signs because these 3 signs really are holding it down for this full moon. Aries, and this is what the thought says for each of these signs. Happy full moon in your sign, Aries. This lunation is bringing you loads of power and strength as it's illuminating your sense of self and shining a light on all the pieces of your identity that you've outgrown over the past years. You're crafting a shiny new suit of armor now, one that fits better, feels better, and is more tailored to the unique challenges you plan to take on in the future. So ask yourself, what is it that you want to fight for now? What needs and desires require more space and safety in order to be fulfilled? It's nice to be able to count on other people to honor your boundaries and show up for you, but at the end of the day, the only person you can permanently rely on is yourself. Feel good knowing you have your own back. Libra, this is your season, Libra, but this full moon is shifting your attention onto the people around you, specifically how they might be influencing your ability to be yourself. You were born under the sign of partnership and diplomacy, so considering the needs of others and looking at things at different points of view comes naturally to you. But it is that taking up so much real estate in your own heart that you're forgetting to prioritize the things you want and the ways you feel. Whether you realize it consciously or not, your soul has been in the process of flushing out old habits, beliefs, and values recently, renewing your spirit from the inside out. Your intuition is steering you in the right direction, so make sure your inner circle isn't keeping you from seeing the bigger picture. Scorpio, Libra season tends to be a more introspective period for you, and this is no exception. You're doing a lot of deep self-exploring during this full moon, digging further into your memories and more intensely examining your past to find answers for the future. It's time to take a hard look at the intricacies of your daily routine and purge away anything that's not supportive of your higher goals. Sure, there may be unavoidable responsibilities that eat up some of your days, but you have more control over the way you spend your time than you think. Since the moon is in Aries, it'll be reporting to the headstrong planet Mars, which happens to be your cosmic co-ruler and also happens to be presently in your sign. Expect to experience the full moon energy more viscerally than usual and feel the fire to chase after what you want. Wow, I thought those were all so powerful. So in closing, I say this: the key and important takeaways from the supermoon in Aries is that we should exist on our own terms. And remember, those that wish to silence us are not the people we want to surround ourselves with. We can create the dynamics we want while never settling for anything less than what our heart truly, earnestly, and honestly desires. The energy right now during this full lunation for the next 2 weeks, remember, the peak is 3 days, 2 weeks to experience it. But this energy will be pushing us to rush through our choices and jump into the next best thing for the person or thing that catches our fancy. But however, let that Libra energy allow us to seek balance in these matters and let things unfold more naturally and intuitively, because ultimately, at the end of the day, everything works out. March to the beat of your own drum and embrace the most authentic version of yourself you have seen to date. And use this scorpionic power and this Libra energy of justice, balance, and freedom, and Aries, the I am energy, to say yourself that I am ready, I am capable, and I am deserving. Wow, that was a great download. I love this time of year. So happy full super harvest moon in Aries, coming in on tomorrow, October 6th at 8:47 p.m. So spend the day getting ready to dialogue with this moon and make time in the evening on the 6th. Whenever you're hearing this, though, you may not hear it on the 6th. You may hear it on the 7th, 8th. Hey, you may hear this on November 6th. I don't know. But just know that whenever you're hearing any lunation message, it's always powerful, because there is some message, some pearl of wisdom that you can use at any time of the year or in your life. Thank you again for tuning in to Astrology with Astrid. I appreciate your presence. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or follow me here under your favorite podcast. Follow me on Instagram at CodaLifeGoddess.com. I'm trying to ramp my numbers up so that I can start going back and doing these lunations live again. That's Coda Life Goddess, COTALIFE Goddess at Instagram. And that's it for now. Happy full moon. May you be peaceful, may you be balanced, and may you be lit up with love. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at CodaLife.com. Coda is COTA, Coda Life Goddess, or CodaLife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.